Legitimates, welcome back to my channel. Today on the Merry Make-a-thon, we are doing acrylic bookmark gifts. These are simple, fun, and effective. I have done one in a 2-tone and one in a 3-tone. I only had ribbon, but you could obviously add a tassel to the end, or you could add some chain. I have seen all different types. You could add a string of beads, whatever makes you happy. I'm going with the ribbon today just because I can. These are a very simple, beginner-friendly project. So if you've just got your Cricut and haven't played with it yet, these are a great personalized gift that don't take long and are pretty simple to create. Now, I actually designed these by myself on the Cricut, which you'll see in a minute. I have my child sitting next to me, so he takes the wheel for a little bit to position some stuff. So I designed these with the free pictures that are already in the Cricut app. But if you want something more complex, you can absolutely go onto Etsy and purchase a cut file that has it all done for you. If you're not that creative and you don't really know where you're going, you can absolutely just purchase a file, load it in, and then get it cut out. So with that all said, let's just get into it. Okay, so I drew this. I took a circle and a rectangle and made it the same shape as my bookmark, or at least I hope I did. And now I'm going to offset, and I'm going to make it a negative so that it goes inside. And we're going to do negative 0.25. So that's just a little bit inside, and I want sharp edges in the corner. I don't want it to curve in that bottom edge. And then I'm going to select what I just did and do a second offset, the same size with the sharp edges and a negative, so that'll go inside that one as well. Then we're going to click off that, and we're going to grab the back original shape and then move it out the way. Select both of these and then come over to combine and click subtract. So that gives us that cute little shape that we want. I thought that was really cool. Took me a minute to learn that, but easy enough, right? So you can now see that it'll be slightly inside and have a cute little shape there. So from here, I'm going to grab some different shapes. I'm going to grab stars. You can grab the diamond if you wanted to. Probably should have done that. That keeps happening every time I click off the shapes. It wants me to use their fancy ones. I don't want to. So we're going to make these a lot smaller because we don't need giant stars. And then I am going to make them yellow. This is going to help later, I promise. So whatever colors you want together, make the same color. It'll just make it easier. So I'm copying and pasting. So I'm clicking Control C and then Control V. And then I'm just going to place these around. I'm going to speed up the video from here because I do a lot of placing. I'm also kind of angling them a little bit, and I'm taking circles because the circles just feel a bit more magical. And then I'm just going to position them where I actually want them to be. I'm going to type out the name and pick a font. This font is from defont.com. And we're going to make a second one because I've got to do a second one for the teacher. And my child has asked for the plus and minus because he's sitting beside me. So you just want to shrink everything down. Now these are going to be pink. I was going to do a 2-tone. You'll see in a minute I changed my mind to a 3-tone. And you want to just kind of have them on different angles so it looks a little bit more organic. So this is my child placing everything everywhere for his teacher. I love that. We're trying not to have them kind of too close to being the same as each other. And then we're going to take some little dots like we did with the first one. I don't know why dots work, they just do. I also love polka dots, so that might be it. So again, we're just moving him around until we're happy. And now I'm going to slow the video down so you can see what I can do. So I'm just going to select the hearts and the edge, and I'm going to make them all the same color. And that one dot, because I want the dot red as well. I don't know why, I just did. Right, so now that we've got all of those the same color, we can go to the side and hold the shift key and select all of the red is pretty much what we're trying to do here. So that's those, and I need to figure out which one of these bookmarks it is. So it's that one. So that's the red one. And then we're going to click the hearts again, holding the shift key so it selects them all. And then we're going to hit attach. So that means when we go to our next screen, they will all be attached to each other. And now we're going to do the same to the pink. So shift, hold the key, select all of that, and then click attach. The next thing we want to do is come over to, I'm going to do for this one, the name and the border. So again, we're going to click border, make it blue. I'm doing the colors mainly for you guys so that you can see what it's going to look like. So you want to attach those together as well. So we've got all the stars attached and everything else. So now when we click make, I never save, but you can save your project if you're going to make lots of these. Then when we come here, you can see that it's got each individual thing perfectly lined up on the different colored mats. That is going to take way too long to cut them all on different mats. So now what I'm going to do is just select everything and make it all one color. So we're going to make them all red. It doesn't matter what color you pick. It's just to let the mat know that we're going to cut it all at once. And so from here, I can move everything apart and then just line up the color that I want to do. So I'll show you how to do that now. Okay, so I have cut all the strips according to the sizes that I need, but I've left the length. So the first thing is first, this one goes here, like this. It's just past, so we're going to put it there like that and smooth it down. Now this is the wrong mat, but it's less sticky than it should be, so we should still be okay. This one goes in the first bit. So it technically needs like 2 and a bit, so I did 2.5. And then the next one is the blue, which starts at, and I've got the 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got all this pulled up so that I can line it up with what the mat says. The other option is that I could put all these on and then go back to the computer and line everything up. 1, 2, so 1, 2, and then 3. So I'm going to put that one there, like that. And 2, 4 starts at 5. So 2, 4 starts at 5. So that is what we've got. That is now ready to go into the thing. Now this mat is probably going to keep some of the backing. Nothing I can do about that. The other mat wasn't strong enough. And I would prefer to wreck this one than not be able to make what I need to make. My mat is on its deathbed. We just suffer through. So let's go pop this one in and get it all cut. I'm going to speed up the rest of the video, but I can tell you that this does take about 45 minutes from start to finish before I started editing the video. And I didn't really do anything off camera except walk the machine. So under an hour and you can get these both done. And obviously if you're making more at once, or if you already have the design, that'll be half the battle. Most of this was designing where everything goes. So now that they're all done, I'm going to reverse weed these parts. So that is pulling out the center parts while it's still attached to the mat. And this is my transfer tape. It's the Cricut brand and it's like a clear plastic. You can also get one that looks like masking tape but a bit see-through. Both of them work fine. It's just whatever you have access to. I'm also going to square up my piece because it'll be easier. And you want to pull slowly in case you pull up something that wasn't quite cut correctly. Now these come with a clear plastic. And this is the first time I actually measured to make sure that they're going to fit on. I was a little skeptical for a second there. I was like, uh-oh, it's not going to work. So now we're just going to, while it's attached to the mat, pull everything up and then line it up and squish it down. Now you can use, as you saw there, another one of the bookmarks, or you can use your brain tool or any other amount of things. I'm also going to take that bit off. You should always flip your mat over and pull your mat away from the stuff. It just works better. I don't make the rules. It's just how it is. So again, we're going to take off the clear, and then I'm going to use the brain tool to lift this up
and it slightly missed the S there. Try not to touch the back of the sticky stuff with your hands. The natural oils in your hands can make them less sticky, and then it'll fall apart, which we don't want. So I'm basically working out to in, and see that was the wrong way to do it, but my mat is so almost dead that didn't really work out. I'm now going to cut off a little bit extra and do the normal weeding. You can also reverse weed, which is I'm going to do for the next one. And you can see here I'm fiddling with that because it didn't want to lift. Keeping it attached to the mat does make it a bit easier to weed as well because it's more likely to hold. And it's about there that I realized that I should really grab the name first and then put the other stuff on. So this is being a bit fiddly. I'm lifting straight up, which is I normally tell you not to do, but pulling it along wasn't working as well as I'd hoped. And there we go. So then we pull out the other bits. It's still kind of reverse weeding. And then we're going to line that up as well. So take the bookmark, line it up. You can have it top to bottom or bottom to top. It doesn't really matter. The braying tool really did help stick all of that down. And because I've already weeded that one, that's a bit quicker as well. And then you just line it up so it's not touching anything. That's pretty much it. And then we just want to add a piece of ribbon. So I have silver and gold. It took me a second to decide, which is again why I'm speeding this up. I cut 20 centimeters of ribbon, and I'm really sorry that was off camera and you can't really see what I'm doing. But I'm just feeding it through, and then we're going to cut the ends. And that's pretty much done. Now we can pull off the rest. You can keep those little bits. That would be potentially helpful for something again like this. This one I'm going to try and reverse weed. Now this is not working, as you can see, because the transfer tape is not sticky enough. The holographic-y, opal-y, pearl, whatever color we're calling it, this was from Kmart, and this is the one that I had the most trouble with, and this is the reason that there's a voiceover. So it's going to take me a minute. It rips, it tears, it carries on like a pork chop. I'm going to take it off the mat. See how that's stuck? I did kind of anticipate that. And I'm doing this all off camera where you can't see. What I can tell you is it was very, very stubborn. I've cut it shorter and then I had to slowly peel it from the back, which again you can't see, so thank God I've sped it up. And I'm pulling very slowly. So you can see it's just not lifting, it's constantly breaking, but it's pretty. So I do think it was worth it, but just be mindful that different brands of stuff do have a different quality when it comes to the weeding. And everybody wants the easiest weeding possible. This is not that. But again, it's pretty, so I will still use it again. I just have to be mindful, try not to do too many little parts. But we get there in the end, and it does look pretty. And it sparkles, and that's what stars are meant to do. And so then we just add a piece of ribbon. So this piece I did 12 inches or 30 centimeters long, just to make it longer and a bit more floppy. And I'm going to again fold those over and cut a little triangle on the ends. With this, you also need to use a lighter to melt it down. And that's literally it. They are ready to go to their new home or in a hamper or whatever you're doing. So I hope this was helpful. Please make sure that you've clicked the like button and make sure you've subscribed to my channel to see all the other videos that are coming your way. All right, guys, till next time. Bye-bye.